Hey garden folk, it's Dom here, Contemporary Fencing. Today we're going to be talking about how to install a cedar bench on brackets on a wall to create a floating seat. So when measuring the bench, it's the thickness of the rear support, the underneath support and the top slat that you want to measure, not the fascia. The reason that we check it every time is that sometimes in a joinery shop, wood is machined or planed with different thicknesses, so it's always worth checking this. So you measure the underneath support and the top slat, total thickness here's about 78mm. So we've set up a laser line here, roughly to the height that we want the brackets. The finished height is around 450 of the bench, and the seat thickness is 80mm. That then gives us a top of the brackets height at 370mm. This currently is 375mm. We need to lower our laser slightly. Can you come up a couple of mil? Perfect, 370mm. And there we have our line for the top of the brackets set out. So now we're going to measure to work out where the brackets go. So what we're going to do, we're going to actually mark on our tape the positions of the supports that the brackets sit on. Here you can see we are now transferring those marks onto the tiled wall so we know the position of the bench brackets. Centering your brackets on the mark and also the laser line, you can now mark the position of the holes that need drilling. Because we're cutting through a porcelain tile wall, we're using this diamond tile cutting bit. We then drill using a masonry bit into the block work behind. In normal circumstances, if you've got a brick or block wall, you would only need to use a masonry drill. We now fill the holes with a quality resin. Threaded studs are then passed through the bracket holes and into the resin. In the winter, when it's very cold, the resin does take a while to go off, so you may need to put some support, temporary support in place to hold the brackets in position. So when you're joining the corner, underneath there's a section where the joins the two benches together. You put some screws in. It's ideal to have someone on the top to make sure it's lining up nicely, and then the person underneath, which is my glamorous assistant Lee there, is going to put the screws in. So I'm going to make sure it's all nicely lining up. Happy? Go on in, go. Now you have the bench in position, you can screw through the bottom of the brackets into the underside of the bench to hold it in place. And there you have it, a cedar floating bench installed on brackets. Thank you.